Hey everybody, it's Shaman Sister Sin, and you're listening to the Meditations and More podcast brought to you by littleshaman.org. That's me, the Little Shaman. Today I wanted to talk to you about the fraud of narcissism. While it's common knowledge for a lot of people that narcissists themselves are frauds, something that isn't often addressed is that for the person dealing with the narcissist, the entire reality they exist in is a fraud. It isn't just the constant lying, although that's bad enough. It isn't just the false self and pretending to be someone they're not, although that's terrible in itself. It isn't just the sneakiness or the abuse or the manipulation, although all these things are horrible in their own right and could definitely stand alone as reasons to end any type of relationship with a person. But as bad as these things are, they're not the worst thing. The worst thing is that the entire structure of life that the narcissist has created is false. Every single thing they say and do is a part of the deception. It's part of the fraud. This is probably why the truth of the situation is so hard for so many people to accept. It's just too hard to believe. How can someone make up an entire life? But they do, and when it's finally found out and seen through, people are often devastated. Nothing is what they thought it was, and this is a terrible blow for most people. It's having the rug pulled out from under your entire life. It would be bad enough to find out that your partner or your parent is not what you thought they were, not who they said they were or claimed to be, but to then realize that your entire life is a lie is something that's just too big for some people to grasp. The shock of it and the confusion is just too intense. If this wasn't real, what is? Not only do people find out their partner was a fake and that their life was a lie, but then they may also realize some things about themselves that they didn't know either. It's no wonder that it's so traumatic and so many people look for a way out of it. It's easier and certainly less painful to try and find a solution to the problem or a way to make their reality an actuality. The problem is that ignoring something doesn't make it go away. It just makes it harder to fix. That's the good news here. In the midst of all this gloom and doom, there is a very big bright spot, because once someone has realized these things, they can change them. They can remove toxic people from their lives. They can live more authentically, more honestly. They can grow and change and evolve. And most importantly, they can stop that situation from ever happening again. The truth is, the potential for growth after this type of event is enormous. And it's only possible because something like that happened. You can't fix something if you don't know it's broken. This kind of situation, painful as it is, shines a spotlight down the path to better self-care as well as better understanding of yourself. These are things that you may not have been able to learn any other way. Focusing on what you need to learn is the most important thing you can do in any situation. Not just to take your mind off things either. People often have a tendency to focus on the negative aspects of a situation, especially situations that hurt. But there's no growth without pain. Every mistake, every misjudgment, and every painful thing that's happened to you in your life has taught you something. And nothing is ever a waste of time if you learned. I hope that clears a few things up for you. As always, I look forward to your comments, questions, and suggestions, so please keep those coming. You've been listening to the Meditations and More podcast brought to you by littleshaman.org. That's me, Little Shaman. May the Great Spirit bless you and have a wonderful narcissist and psychopath-free day.